This will give you the results that you always have been looking for, especially if you have been trying to manifest something for a very long time and if you are very attached to it, such as a specific person, for example, but it could also be something else, money, a career, health, whatever. It could be anything. Today I'm going to talk about things that most coaches never talk about. This is not another video about robotically affirming. This is not another video about persisting. And this is also not another video about the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings, because this is actually manifesting way beyond all of that. This is advanced manifesting, and this is actually going to make manifesting easy. So even if you're a beginner, keep listening closely and apply it, and you will see that your manifestations will come quicker and better and effortlessly.
Awareness is the foundation.
The foundation of every manifestation is awareness. If you don't have the awareness to notice when you think contradicting thoughts or when you think in a very negative way in regards of your manifestation, then all the effort, all the affirmations, all the scripting, all the visualizing will probably not have that big of an impact. It doesn't even have to be negative thoughts that will delay your manifestations. It could also be just obsessing over this specific manifestation of yours. So you need awareness. Awareness is the foundation of manifestation. You need the awareness to know when you are obsessing. You need the awareness to know when you are thinking contradicting thoughts. And you need that awareness to turn away from these unproductive thoughts and turn them into productive or at least neutral thoughts. In my opinion, indifference, so in other words, neutrality, is absolutely amazing to manifest.
Make it normal.
Being overly excited over your manifestation and imagining exactly the moment when you receive the good news and you're so excited and so hyped up about it is a way how you can manifest. But I think it's actually much better to go to a point in time that is past that event and where your manifestation and the fulfillment of your manifestation already became absolutely normal. It became absolutely neutral. The best way to manifest, in my opinion, is to say that you have something as if it's so normal as oh, I have glasses, I have a microphone, I have whatever. It should be as normal as receiving your food delivery at your door. So whenever you think about something as absolutely normal and absolutely neutral and not even that exciting, then in my opinion, this is when it's going to manifest the fastest. For example, when I manifested 50,000 bucks just out of nowhere, I was totally neutral about it. I want to tell you the whole story because this is a good example of how indifference actually helps you manifest really amazingly well and amazingly fast. I wanted to manifest money to invest in stocks and cryptocurrency, and I did already invest a little bit every month from the spare money that I had left from my monthly salary, but that was really, really little, and I just thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have more money to invest and big amounts to invest in, so I could actually gain way more profit through this. And I was just thinking about this, and it was completely neutral, and I thought, okay, like what amount of money would be nice? I thought about something like, oh, maybe like 30,000 or 50,000, something like that, maybe even 10,000, but I was always leaning towards 50,000 because I knew with 50,000 I can actually do more. I mean, of course, 100,000 would have been even greater, but I stick to something that was not that far off and that didn't feel that super amazing for me, like a lottery win or something like that. I felt totally neutral when I thought about this. And so I just thought about that, I think, multiple times within like a few weeks, but I didn't think about it that often. I didn't actually visualize anything. I didn't script anything. I just thought about it as it would be nice to have. And out of nowhere, it actually manifested. And suddenly someone called me and told me, oh, I have a lot of cash on the side that I don't know what to do with. And do you want to have 50,000 euro to invest into stocks? And Of course, I said yes, and that's how that money made its way to me. And I didn't do anything for it. I didn't really even try to manifest it. It just came to me. Indifference is always super powerful. For example, I already talked about this, I believe, but when I manifested my current 3 SPs, that happened exactly at that moment when I gave up manifesting my one original SP that I was absolutely obsessed about. And I want you to not make the same mistake that I made and obsess over a specific person, because in that moment that you let go of that obsession, you will either manifest them or you will manifest someone even more amazing.
Cure your obsession.
And that's why also awareness is so super important, because you need the awareness to notice when you obsess over something. When you are desperately trying to do 100 million different techniques, when you're desperately trying to create the perfect visual scene, when you are asking all manifesting coaches all over YouTube all of your doubts and all of your questions, then that means that you're actually in a place of lack and a place of obsession and a place of desperation, and that will definitely not be helpful for manifesting. I'm not saying that you cannot manifest out of that state. You can, but you will manifest much, much faster and much better if you are aware of that, and if you can somehow transform these needy thoughts into being neutral or being positive about it and even having a positive outlook about it. Then you will know that there's actually no limit, and then you will know that you're so powerful that any SP or anything that you want, or any perfect love relationship, or any amount of money, or any job, or any career is not the end all be all, and also that the universe will always present you with new options, and that you have actually that many options, that that specific one way is actually not the limit at all, and that you can actually manifest something even greater and even better than you ever even thought about. And another thing that is super helpful for manifesting at the same time is, if you do manifesting techniques, then you should do them in order to have fun and in order to feel good. The energy behind the action is always what determines the result. So if you do it from a needy point of view, and if you do it from a needy standpoint, then your subconscious mind will always notice that. And I highly recommend books like Letting Go by David Hawkins, and also I highly recommend all the teachings of Eckhart Tolle, and especially The Power of Now, because those two can really teach you how to let go and how to live in the moment and how to be grateful and how to be okay with whatever is going on around you, and without freaking out about it or obsessing over it. So I can highly recommend you these. I'm not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with that. I just recommend it to you because it absolutely helped me to let go and to not obsess, especially back then over that one specific person. And I want you to learn that, and I want you to not go into the spiral of watching 1 millions of SP videos on YouTube and trying the next technique and the next technique and asking the next coach and going to the next psychic and doing the next tarot reading. All of this is just giving your power away. Take your power back and know how powerful you are, and you don't even need all this information. The best thing you can do is to reflect and be aware of what you're doing in your subconscious mind and what you are doing all day, not just when you're affirming, but also when you are not. Just always keep an eye on that and be more relaxed and neutral and forgiving about everything that is happening in your circumstances.
Perception is everything.
That leads me to the next point, and that is perception. If you perceive everything that happens in your 3D as another proof that your manifestation will absolutely happen, then that is super, super powerful. Or at least perceive everything, even if it's a seemingly negative thing, as something that doesn't matter, so as something that is neutral. If you perceive, for example, your SP not texting you back for 2 days, even though you just asked him something, as him not liking you, then that is actually what will play out in the 3D as well, and it will absolutely manifest. But if you interpret your SP not texting you back for 2 days as something that absolutely doesn't matter, expecting them to love you anyway and being neutral about it and know that this not texting back will not change your relationship and you love them unconditionally anyway, and they also love you unconditionally anyway. So something minor like this text doesn't really matter because next time you're gonna meet them, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. So this text is absolutely not that important. Always think about that. Think about that, how you love them unconditionally anyway, and this will bring you back to a neutral space where some small annoying things will not really matter to you. Perception is everything. If you perceive things as an advantage and going in the direction of your manifestation, even though most people would interpret them as a negative thing, that is when you absolutely mastered letting go and mastered creating your own reality.
Be delusional.
So being delusional is a very popular topic, and not everything that is popular actually makes sense, but being delusional or quote unquote delusional actually really does make sense in manifesting. If you can interpret everything as a proof that it is going your way, then that's the best case scenario. But if you can also just see it as something neutral, then it's also great. Seeing everything as neutral and indifferent and not that exciting is actually super, super good for manifesting if you don't freak out from excitement over your manifestation and even the feeling of already having it. If that is not that exciting, but it's more like neutral and normal, if you can really normalize your end result, then that is super, super powerful and you will manifest like crazy in this state.
Manifesting is fun.
Another thing that I just want to talk about very quick, because I did several videos about this already and I just want to remind you of that, is that manifesting with fun is even more powerful than anything else. Whenever you do techniques, do them for fun, do them because they feel good. Don't do them because you want to manifest something. Just do the technique because you enjoy it. Manifesting is a light and joyful game, and you can approach any manifestation, no matter if it's quote unquote big or if it's small, it really doesn't matter. You can treat manifesting your SP or manifesting your dream job the same, indifferent, and the same as you manifest your parcel coming on time or something being on discount.
Story time.
Just recently, I shifted the normal bank account balance that is normal for me and that feels normal for me from kind of anywhere between 0 and 2,000 bucks to 6,000 bucks. And that happened kind of coincidentally because at some point, I received more money from my old job because my old job was actually canceled and I was transferred into a new facility that is run by the same boss, more or less the same company, but I got a new contract and everything. So my old contract was canceled, so I received this compensation, and that compensation was 3,000 bucks. And on top of that, I somehow accumulated a little bit more money every month because I didn't go out much and I didn't spend that much money. So I had a little money left. And somehow the balance on my checking account grew to 6,000 bucks recently. And then I said, okay, this is my new set point and this is how I'm gonna stay. I will always have at least 6,000 bucks on my bank account. And that happened like 2 months ago. And since then, I bought a super expensive flight ticket to Japan. I bought a flight ticket to Berlin. I bought many things from my home. I broke my toes. I had a lot of expenses also for medicine, for supplements, for all kinds of stuff, for cab rides. I also went to the club a few times, and I did spend quite a lot of money since I have this new set point of these 6,000 bucks, but still my bank account balance is still 6,000 bucks. So this shifting with this absolute indifference is super, super easy. I didn't care about that money at all. I knew I always have a lot more money if I need it, but somehow it is there and now it got normal and now it's staying there even though I'm spending a lot and I enjoy life. And I'm gonna see what's gonna happen when I actually go to Japan because I'm gonna buy a lot of things there in September. I'm flying there to also do a food tour and a food orgy. I will also do a shopping spree, and I'm very curious how my bank account is gonna look after that. And I think, and I'm very confident that it will stay at 6,000 bucks or it will come back to 6,000 bucks very shortly after the trip, at least.
The abundance mindset.
Another super important thing in manifesting is an abundant and limitless mindset. There is actually way more than enough money in this world. There is actually way more than enough food in this world for everybody. There is also way more than enough people and love in this world to give and to receive. You just have to be open and receptive for it. Even if the current system in this world is not fair, you can still manifest your share of it. And even if you live in a country where the opportunities are maybe not as good as in other countries, you can still make it. You can still manifest and work yourself out of that. I think there are some good role models out there that you can take as an example for you, as an inspiration for yourself on how a abundance mindset and a limitless mindset can absolutely work wonders. Some of these famous people these days, of course, they came from a good background, from a background of a lot of money, or their parents also have been actors or singers or something like that. But also many of them came from a total normal family that didn't have a lot of money to begin with, and they just made their way up there, and they knew that they are limitless and they knew that they can do it. There are stars out there that told in interviews that they had to sleep on the floor and they ate pasta every day because they couldn't afford anything else. There are people out there that are now millionaires that came from the totally normal and simple backgrounds and had no advantage whatsoever at their starting point, and they knew that they can manifest anything that they want, and that is exactly what they did. So when you know that you are abundant and that you are limitless, you can absolutely do that too. Think of some examples like, for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is one of the biggest stars ever in Hollywood, and he came from a very simple family in a small town in Austria after the Second World War, where everything was destroyed. He did not have a lot of money. He made his way up from a small town, just normal boy. Through bodybuilding, he made his way to America. And from there, he even became one of the most famous actors of all time, just by knowing how absolutely powerful he is and that he is limitless. And when he went to America first, he couldn't even talk English, and he still tried to get into these acting classes, and he went there many, many times, and they turned him down, and he came back, and he knew, he trusted his ability, and he trusted his path and his knowing that he can absolutely do whatever he sets his mind to. He knew how powerful he actually was, and so he just continued and did it because the energy behind the action is what determines the result. It is not just the trying hard. It is the energy with that you approach everything you do. So if you approach everything from the energy of knowing that you can absolutely do it, no matter how many times you fail, and you keep doing it because you know and trust that in the end you will absolutely reach your goal, that is the mindset of a limitless and powerful manifester. And that is what I highly recommend to you. Do what you want to do and believe in your path. And even if nobody else believes in it, you know that you can do it. And you know that you are abundant and that you are limitless, because you absolutely are. And if you have an abundant and limitless mindset, you can absolutely reach all your goals no matter what, no matter what anybody is telling you, no matter how unlikely it is, for example, to become famous. It doesn't matter. You can do it no matter how big the competition is. Actually, there is no competition because you are unique and you are that powerful. Know your power. You want it, you got it. Happy manifesting, and see you very, very soon. Bye bye.